kunte ke mo hospital we bana ke kula ba ntsha fela dina a bona taba ina o bona ska tsa khale mona na go ya partino luang to re tsa khale di batla motho a phile e seng a shone la tsena ni sibile o utlwe ke bona konto ba fumana ga o tsile na ke na Paulus nana hai go Free State sa di Free State ka 1953 ga August 8 a tsara swanya na ta upapala ndisegang di bolo go matha di ga di go twa mo ba rudi ke go ka tsana di khare bonelo na go na yo na go kwerana bona ni lo wena mama kharwe ayo tile mano tsato sendo fepe hale ke diza tsa go menyana ya di sweet di exercise wa chero zwatwata kaba ne le saka tugo o ngolo am ko re mo ha anje go hola ko se na mona no ga sebetsa ko de lana hui kitshebetse jole ka ntho tse ngala kulima so jole ka tse tsa ulima ke lime ke rekise ya la teng ba class ya se ba class la o tabana le tsa mona la go tsana mola sko ma ke ha ke se mo fela se ke kwela ata ola khale uno tla ke sekolo so lo 11 years jalo la doga batho ka la ke tsa ke tsela le se meta mo ne se ditsini tu se ta mo ka tenia ma khwalo jalo mo ke tla ka mo se bitse la jwala
Datu ke fihlile yana mo kana kwete e be le 1995 a re fihla mo le ke re fihlile ke sale mashimo a mabu a be re tlhoma mo ya be ge le go thoma go phedisanong ga rona mo he be ntse re ya le matšatši ntse re phedisana re go gola re ya pele
waya ka hola ke dinyala a bana ba 3 ina thoka falo se thuno bating wa ngwana o na le na lense kwa sa lense niyo wa mshminyana o mo frenagi usedating
ukufika kwami apha kule ndawo ifike umkhulu ekhona futhi nje umkhulu saphilisana kakhulu sathi njengezibongo safumanisa ukuthi si related ngezibongo kakhulu siyafana ngezibongo zethu nezikamamakhe so uyastata lapho ke into yami nomkhulu siphakelana sidla sonke yonke into njengebekuthanda nokulima umthetho kuyakuthanda ukupheka upheka kakhulu ifull meal yonke lonto leyo and ke mina ke ukupheka yonto yami so ukuthanda ukuthi ephekile on Sundays ngiyazi ukuthi Sundays iplate ngisifumana kuye sinceda nako lo hlobo so ke ngoku ke siqale lapho ke yonke into siyishare sobabini hlala sobabini isikhathi esiningi
Mkhulu Nana divorced his wife many years ago. Now he lives in Etwatwa in the east of Gauteng. Over time, he adjusted to living alone. Unfortunately, his health gradually deteriorated.
Dikale mona ka dikal thuko apo ni e tsile ka din kalpol hana kalpol marusa pe ni next ne go bangana ba ke bana hutina honna mona tena honna mona
ntwe o ilampotsa e sebe a be a baso ke sa le ntwe e bonang ke yena a le mo e fela go ile a re gona re kae go batho a re a sa ene le kelello tsa re ke dilo tša batho raya marara se fumane thuso
And when I want to see the market, I want to so we know the one. How can July? I go at Tabugarin.
Wa fihla mo eleng gore wa le nna ke a bona re go senyegile gale a ke sa tseba re ke sa tse ke tseng ke tlhakanyeleng majaji ga ntse ya pele boledi le bona ba gola
Mkhulunana became desperate for a cure and supported by his best friend, he consulted several traditional healers, but all in vain. Instead, his condition escalated, thus creating further complications.
no nna ka bonna no bona o kare nnete ke dilo tša batho bjale ka mola sekgoeng thuso ga e gona ga ba lebelela bona ba no bona go fedile ka yena
I'm informed that he was unhappy because he wasn't admitted.
Bazamnika ibhandishi zezithu kodwa bambekela 2 months.
I-health system yethu ayibasave well abantu abadala.
The neurofibromatosis on Mkhulunana's body multiplied and some grew bigger to the point of rupture. The most sensitive one is located close to his genitals and has become septic, indicating infection.
Back in 8 August. Finally, it's not that I keeping the items for the eye who are gone. Nah, I came I got to the city hall, like a hall. But the 4th September, I have food when I go. But now, Marcel's a suit. Yeah, I think you want to go and the job wouldn't take your moves to the way when the job would have. Bunch of Virgin, I want to buy in. You got to tell 18777 who came back by the number of syllables to
The systems that we have, the health systems, are not helpful to abantu abadala. Based on the fact that they always complain when they go to clinics, local clinics, complaining about the waiting period, even though you find the clinic in a paper waiting period lana it's approximately 2 hours and uthola umuntu ufike ekseni ngo5 afolile lapho knowing very well ukuthi uzoba nenkinga lapho up until ngaba 2-3 afternoon. So i-health system yethu ayiba save well abantu abadala.
Gore treatment yabantu babakhulu mo abanayo yona sis abachekwa total but just they give them the tablets go home ababacheki.
How can I get to go hole? What I'm telling you, you're going to September, November, you are. You're going to get it.
Ukugula kwakhe lokho kumphethe manje i-cancer yamadoda iqale early this year and ngokubonana naye kulaqale khona ukusitshela ukuthi eish angikho right ngiyagula yabona so sazama ukubuza ukuthi kwenzakeleni uye wire for usizo nawasho ukuthi uyile ka doctor bamthumelele Far East and then still uyabuya akathola usizo oluya phambili yabona
motho o motjha a fitla go sepetlele o khona o bua gore na go botlhoko mo ne and then doctor o tla examine that place manje abantu abadala ba phanja amapilisi ababacheki they don't abakhulumi next now
bane lucky ntle ke sa sokola le yana ka mkhao ke o tlo fihla bomma ba
so ngithe one day ngivizithile umngani wami ngathola umngani wami enenkinga kamakhelwane sithe ngokubonisana kwatholakala ukuthi ezibhedlele uyaya umkhulu but akatholi usizo oluright sa decide nomngani wami ukuthi masivolunteer sisizane kunye nomkhulu kwizinto azidingayo ezinjengokuthi kwesinye isikhathi uthola ukuthi ufuneka agezwe ufuneka enziwe izinto eziningi ufuneka aphekelwe ukudla ufuneka aphakelwe so bese senza lo msebenzi ngaphandle kokudinga uncedo
bazamnika ibhandishi zezithu kodwa bambekela 2 months bathi January no date no whatever ibandage seziyi-2 is nothing because xa umjonga kwisilonda sakhe sokuqala esingaphambili sithatha irolo eziyi-3 ze-bandages and bazamnika ibetadine engaka. So i-1 so nakula ma-swabs ibetadine ingena iphele kwibetadine kuma-swabs ayi-3. So ukuya kwezinye izilonda ngemva nolopho asazi ukuthi sisebenza njani. Nento yokugeza ingaka uyithela kayi-1. So that is why ukuthi kuphuma izibungu kuba yilanto kunezinto because uphuma izibungu ukuthi izibungu sisikhupha kuye every day. And apha manje sisebenzisa nezinto ezilungileyo sithatha amadubhula khona amanzi esisebenza uvele usibhedlele khona amanzi ngolesine kona ifona Friday ngolesine ubuye esibhedlela bamphathi nomphatho baya kwifile bavele bamnikela ubhandizi i-2 sebenzisa amadubhula ukuthi nasendlini ukuthi amadubhula smelling otherwise nangoku senza lonto ukuthi siyayazi ukuthi kuzofika abantu be-TV senza lanto every day ukuthi akwazi ukuthi kube nabantu ukuthi kungena.
Although Mkhulunana's neighbors do their utmost to assist, they lack necessary healthcare training to care for him. At his age, how will he endure the pain and discomfort and the lack of support from the hospital?
Abakwazi ukuthi bavele bambophe ngebandage. I-bandage nalo it costs something emzimbeni like a saw. And isilonda fanele shawe umoya. Manje babembopha ngebandage sort of a week. And lingachangewa lingathini nalo ngokwalo linama germs. That's why umkhulu egcine sekebola.
Sifaka ama-pampers imali and then there is no one ukuthi kuthenga ama-pampers sizama ukuthi kube nama-pampers netowel phansi kwazazi ukuthi asigqokileyo ukuthi kungalekhi msinyane because kuzothatha isikhathi lokhu. You understand? So asifumani inkxaso naseziklinikini asikwazi noba siyayo ukuthi sicala amabhandi asinikwazi into.
Siye sakhonekthana nobhutimzi wakhe oyi-social worker la ekuhlaleni naye unokusisiza ezintweni eziningi.
Echartini laphana bekune-garden besiyenzile yabomkhulu bayenza i-food garden baplanta and then bathathe lokudla bakuthengise ama-vegetables for ukugenerate income okunye bayokudla ekhaya okunye bakushiyele center. So qale ukusebenzisana naye from lapho it's for a very long time sebenzisana nomkhulu and ahlala eyi-1 besimupha ezinye zezinto and fana noma masithola ama-donation weyimpahla besimnikeza umkhulu uPaulus ibona i-beneficiary yethu say that
ngolobanyana ge bomma ba setse ba le busy le nna ba ne ba nthusa mo ba ile ba foster hore ka gang emone a ya fire east ba rata ba sa rate emone ba mo amogele ke bona ba go foster hore ba dire hore ntate a go robala 4 days or 5 days mo la fire east
ene ke ba ke na le patho ya ku fela ba ke mo fire east mo abana mo fire east mo do to that wona se mosa ba ka sa rwa ka sa khatla betsini fela ho sebetsa ba tla se tsa mo khona go e ratwang ke bone jang ke bone
o ile le la bone saterta kae la braro hape kae la bone la be se di phone di tsena ba re ne o tsele discharge ke lor ma ba ne ke sa tswa o mmona kwa sepetlele tšhelete di hona tsa re molate ka re o apale na go ngwe o fumana re le mo la di taxi mo le a ba khotsofala re namela lena taxi
a bona ne vaise ke do dia se sepetlele i do ngama ne se bufela pa mzino ngama ne se mzongo kama o bona se ka tsa khale na o ta botse mo ba lona le botse ba lona mona na go ya party no luang o ta go ya sotleya ma ha o de doctor e tla sebetsa ka mo go tla kgotsa lwena ka teng tota tsa kgale di batla motho a phile e seng a shone ya tsena di sebile go uswe ya bona khonto ba fumanang a o tswile.
How is it that a diagnosis was not shared and further treatment needs thereof was the bare minimum? Our team contacted Far East Hospital senior management to investigate why Mkhulu would be treated like this, stripping him of his dignity.
Mkhulunana, initially had a contact with our system, the primary health care system, that is the clinic, was then referred to Far East Rand. We then actually saw Mkhulunana here in 2007, July. Investigations were done. Like you would then expect, with any condition, we need to then be given time to investigate the severity of that condition, but also to confirm the diagnosis.
I do think that communication is important, also to manage expectations, because Mkhulunana, I'm informed that he was unhappy because he wasn't admitted. So I think every time when he comes to the hospital, we need to manage his expectations as well, because sometimes it's not necessary to admit him. He does not need like occupy an acute bed. But if the community is well informed, if the caregiver is at home is well informed, then it's it also, because it's about patient satisfaction as well. If I come to hospital and my expectations are not managed, I'm going to be unhappy. So I think communication is a big part of it. I do think that, yes, if they had known about what the condition is and that it is not curable and that it's just supportive, it could have been managed better.
Siphuma ekliniki apho umkhulu ebethunyelwa khona.
We're not aware that he's actually staying by himself.
Dipetlele tsa mona ha se dipetlele tse faisi. Ai. Ne uta ke peine. Sai di peine. Ka ke clinic mo. Hata mara si am atikan te pingi wa tole. Ha kwa. Ita mo Barne. Udah tahu na bitung tahu hospital happy. Ka ba bi mona satan futu mo sending happy. Ba ne ka ba dong khutsa happy mus. Kila fa bi ke tiyan. Khutsa bi ke tiyan Friday. Hospital. Satan ka ile mandi wala buka. Dipetlele tsa mona ha se dipetlele tse faisi. Ai.
What has gone wrong would probably be the communication between us and the family and also the people that need to care for Mkhuluna. That would actually mean that the integration of the health system, meaning that everybody, the community, ourselves need to play a role in terms of managing a patient. The condition is not curable, meaning that it would need palliative care. We needed to have communicated that with the family, so that when complications would arise, speedily the family would then intervene in terms of that.
I think as healthcare practitioners, we should always, when we encounter we have an encounter with a patient, it is important to understand the reasons why the patient came to hospital today. I think it is best practice always to make what we call a 3-stage assessment of the patient. Okay, what is the clinical assessment of this patient? What is the individual assessment of this patient? What brought the patient today? The reason for coming today. And the other third aspect is the contextual, diagnosis. What is the environment? Where does this patient come from? Because if you do that, then you get more information, and then because that's part of your plan as well. How are you going to manage this patient? Because if it came out that Mkhuluna was staying alone during the consultation, it could have been managed better, I think, because then we would have realized that there is nobody to take care of him at home. But I think the neighbors did a great job, because every time when he came to hospital, he was always accompanied by the neighbor. So our assumption was that the neighbor is a family member. We were not aware that he's actually staying by himself. But I think the neighbors have to be commended for what they've done.
With his wound festering, we took Mkhulunana back to the clinic for yet another consultation to try and give him some relief. The doctor at the local clinic indicated confusion in the referral letter regarding the constant discharge of Mkhulu from the hospital, especially when his condition remains dire.
Siphuma ekliniki ye-local apho umkhulu ebethunyelwa khona, apho ebenyangwa khona, elaliswa khona. Manje i-Far East i-hospital yethu siya lapho ke kwisibhedlele esiphansi kwaso.
Following the intervention by our team, the hospital then set up a meeting with Mkulunana and a social worker.
Ntate Nana, wa kera o mbonela mathomo. Nna le biso la ka ke Tsebatse ke social worker. Ke tlile ko wena go kwa gore o dula o liwa dikontlong. A ona motho a o tlhokomelang. O tla ko sepetlela o boela ko gae, o fitla ko ga ya gona motho a go thusa. Nto re tlo e dira la mathomo ne. Re tlo maka go tlhalosetsa ka condition ya gago, bolwetse jwa gago. Gore o kgone go tseba gore o tshwere ke eng, go diragala eng. Because o nwa dipilisi gane jwalo. O tshwanetse go tseba gore o tlo thola bopetere, o tlo fola or go tlo diragala eng. Ke ntse o tshwanetse gore o feleletse o ikushishitse mafelelong. Ene se sengwe gape ke tlo dula gape le family ya gago ko fase. Le bontate Matlala. Ra dula fase, ra kgona go bolela gore nna if o tloga ko sepetlela o boela gae o ile o diragala eng o gona motho a tle go tlhokomelang ko gae la go fitla ko gae gore re tlo go tšea ra go iša ko lefelong le le goreng ba tle go tlhokomela gore o kwe bopetere se o buletse gore ko sepetlela ba o a kgona go kry-a dipilisi ka nako e di fedile ba gofa mara sometimes a kry o le ko gae o kry-a le gore dipilisi di fedile mara gona motho a kgona go fa tsona dipilisi tseo mara o le ko lefelong or o na le motho a go tlhokomelang o tlo make sure gore dipilisi wa dinwa o dinwa ka nako ene o dinwa o jele wena o ka thabela eng o ka thabela go ya ko ausi ko gae or re go nyakele lefelo
a ka lefelo
at least ba kgone go tlhokomela until o e ba petere.
Sadly, Mkulunana passed away only a few weeks following the intervention made by our team. At his age, he suffered immensely with his condition, and the help came a little too late. But his voice is not lost, as it is a voice that will echo on behalf of many elders who experience such neglect and discrimination.
Nna ke Nana Themba, ntate Nana ke ntate wa ka. Bana ba bang ba ntate Nana ke Nobantu le Lahliwe. Ke nna ngwana wa qala. E le di 5 December. Ba bele ba mong ka ba misa hospitala, ka ba mong ka ba misa hospice Edenville. Bele ba fitla qetelo gona ba misa hospice ka baka la hore ma leng teng, ma nta dula teng, ga re mthelo re ngwa mohlokomela. Le nna ka baka ka ba jonelana le bona hore a go betega ba mise mo banne ke mona ke a sebetsa. O ditse matsatsi a ka ba mabedi go tlameha ba o hlokana.